So today I decided to try and give hardcore a go. I spawned in the world and then set off on a rather long-winded and boring introduction before I realised that I wasn't actually recording any audio. I decided to head north and try and find a village until I got distracted by an ice shard that looked like a skyscraper. Once I'd recovered from my distraction, I noticed a village not far from the ice skyscraper, so I headed there to steal all their loot and some beds. I found some leather boots, which meant I was a little less worried about dying to powdered snow. I spent my first night in the village and then set off north again. I carried on this way until I got to a swamp where I ran into a witch and showed off my noobness and my inability to PvP. I spent my second night at the witch's hut and then set off north again until I found a decent looking cave. Then I remembered I'm a big old scaredy cat and turned and ran away. I carried on north again until I found another village. I looted all their stuff and then saw a second village just next door, so I looted all of their stuff as well. Then I decided to settle on a little island in the middle of those two villages. On day 4, I decided to go and have a look at the caves inside the side of the mountain. Then I realised that they weren't caves at all, just little tiny holes with nothing in them. So I went back to my island and went to sleep. Day 5, I did the same thing. There was nothing there. Although, I did nearly get blown up by a creeper. And nearly killed by a zombie. I carried on stumbling my way through the not very cave-like caves until eventually I found my first few pieces of iron. Then I again showed off how much of a noob I am by not noticing the cobblestone next to me, pointing out that there was a spawner right there. I took note of the location and thought that might be useful in the future, and then never went back. But I did go back to my island and go to sleep. On day 6, I went looking for more caves, before I realised that I wouldn't actually go into them, and I did the sensible thing of digging down and starting a strip mine. Until eventually, on day 9, I found my first diamonds. On day 10, I decided it might be a good idea if I had some form of food growing for myself. So I built some farms. On day 11, I collected some lava. On day 12, I tried to figure out what sort of blocks I wanted to use in my house. Then I nearly died to a skeleton and a couple of creepers. So I decided that I didn't really care what my house looked like, and I just built it to be away from mobs. On day 15, I finished my noob house. and started collecting lava for a nether portal. On day 18, I tamed the slowest horse in the world. And on day 19, I abandoned that horse and tamed a slightly faster one. Then I took him home, put him in my animal pen, and never rode him again. On day 20, I finally had enough lava to build a nether portal. I went into the nether, and I was recording audio for this part, but well, I can't use any of it because there was quite a few bad words in the moment. At this point, I decided to go up there and block off the lava so I could actually get back to my nether portal. And then there were quite a few more bad words. Luckily, I remembered to eat, so I didn't die that time. I went up and very cautiously blocked off the lava, and then went home again, where I decided that I would have to have much better gear the next time I went in. So I spent a few days in the strip mine, and by day 24 I had full diamond armor. I then captured a couple of villagers and hoped for an infinity book. I traded with a farmer villager for quite a few days, until on day 35 I had enough emeralds to buy the book. Then realised it was pointless because I didn't have enough iron to build an anvil. So I went off in search of surface iron, and by day 41 I finally had enough to craft the anvil I needed to add the book to the bow. And on day 42 I went back into the nether to find a fortress. At this point I did consider building a safer bridge because I was very worried that I would fall off into that lava. That's a little hint at what's coming. I found the nether fortress and wandered around for what seemed like ages without seeing anything. It got a little spooky until I finally found a blaze spawner. I nearly burned to death a few times, but I got quite a few blaze rods and decided that I didn't really want to push my luck. So I headed off to the safety of my house. I ran into a couple of wither skeletons along the way, but I had prepped the area and they couldn't get to me. Although the ominous music should have gave me a warning. I made it out of the fortress, and I'll stop the voiceover here. Well, it was nearly game over then. No, 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 no. Mm. Ugh. Well, better luck next time.